Good morning everyone. You are warmly welcome on Bhawana Institute of Online platform. We are discussing a class 11 series, and in this series we are discussing a second chapter, biological classification. A first section of this chapter will be completed, and today we are discuss a remaining portion of this chapter. Okay, let us start. Today's topic is kingdom fungi. What is the meaning of fungi? We are understanding about the importance of fungi and what are the characteristics of fungi. First of all, kingdom of heterotrophic organism. This fungi kingdom is a type of a heterotrophic organism. It means in this kingdom a maximum living organisms are a heterotrophic, and you are very well known about heterotrophic, those organisms which are not synthesize own food and but dependent on the other organism for a food. Okay, next, unicellular and multicellular. Most of them fungi are a unicellular and multicellular. What is the meaning of unicellular? Those are composed by a single cell, and multicellular, those are formed by a more than one cell. First, next, hyphae, a long cylindrical thread-like structure which forms bodies of fungi. Hyphae, a structure, is a long cylindrical and thread-like. It's like this, okay, which form the bodies of fungi. It's mean all the fungi body is formed by the hyphae. Next, mycelium. Okay, the network of hyphae, a group of hyphae. Group of hyphae will be converted into a mycelium. Okay, next, some hyphae are continuous tubes filled with multinucleated cytoplasm. One of these hyphae will be continuously filled with a multinucleated cytoplasm. It means some hyphae contains a cytoplasm which contain more than one nucleus. Okay, these are called cenocytic hyphae. It's an important term. What is the meaning of cenocytic hyphae? Those hyphae which contain more than one nucleus. It is also tell us about the multinucleated condition. Next, others have septate or cross wall in their hyphae. Some fungi have a septate like that. These are a fungi and this is a mycelium body. These are a septate and cross wall. Cross wall means this type of. Okay, there the another example of the structure of hyphae. Next, the cell walls of fungi are composed of chitin and polysaccharide. The cell wall of fungi is made by the chitin and polysaccharide. Polysaccharide, it is a type of a carbohydrate, and it is the basic difference between the fungi and plantae, because in plant cell wall is formed by the cellulose, and in fungi cell wall is formed by the chitin. Next, fungi, saprophytes. What is the meaning of saprophytes? Which are used dead and decaying substances for food. Parasites which are depend on other organisms. Symbiotes in association with algae as a lichen and with roots of higher plant as a mycorrhiza. What is the meaning of symbiotic relationship? Symbiotic relationship is a type of relationship in which two living organisms are dependent to each other. Just an example, in association with the algae, a fungi with respect to algae form a structure lichen. Okay, and the another example is some fungi with roots of higher plant of mycorrhiza, which are dependent to each other for food, shelter and another useful substance. It is an example of it is a diagram of a mycelium, and it is a single hyphae. Okay, next, reproduction by vegetative means fragmentation, fission and budding. In fungi, reproduction method is a vegetative. What is the meaning of vegetative? Which are not involved in a reproductive part, like a fragmentation, fission and budding. Next, asexual reproduction, spores like conidia or sporangiosperms or zoospores. Asexual reproduction, example are spores like conidia. In conidia, spores are formed, sporangiosperms, a bag-like structure, or it is also called as zoospores. Next, sexual reproduction, oospores, ascospores and basidiospores. Some special type of spores, and this is also help in the division of further fungi. Okay, oospores, ascospores and basidiospores are the substances which are used in the sexual reproduction. The sexual cycle involved in the following three steps. In fungi, sexual cycle means sexual reproduction are included three phases. First, plasmogamy, fusion of protoplasm between two motile or non-motile gametes. A fusion of protoplasm. What is the mean of protoplasm? Cell plus nucleus means cytoplasm inside the cell, and inside the cytoplasm nucleus. Cytoplasm nucleus is known as protoplasm. First of all, fusion of protoplasm between two motile or non-motile gamete. More gametes will be a motile, in either non-motile. Next, karyogamy, fusion of two nuclei. A fusion of two nuclei. Third, meiosis in zygote resulting in haploid. The formation of zygote, and the further it will be converted into the haploid spores. Next, dikaryon. Karyon means nucleus. Fungi like Ascomycetes and Basidiomycetes and intervening dikaryotic stage. In fungi like example Ascomycetes and Basidiomycetes have a dikaryotic stage, means two nuclei per cell. A cell have a two nuclei, occurs after fusion. After the fusion, okay, this is a systematic diagrammatic representation of a reproduction. Like first, mating, two hyphae form a plasmogamy, then it is formed a dicaryonic condition, means mycelium contains two nucleus. Third, it is an example of basidiocarp, okay, dikaryotic condition, two nuclei, then form a basidia, more than one. After karyogamy is fusion of nucleus, then meiosis, a new structure is formed. Okay, this is a type of a sexual reproduction. Next, phycomycetes. We are discussing a group of division of fungi. First is phycomycetes. They are found in aquatic habitat. Maximum phycomycetes group are considered in aquatic habitat and on decaying wood in moist and damp places, which are present in decaying wood and moist damp places as a obligate parasite. Obligate parasite means if it have options for than one. The mycelium is a aseptate and coinocytic. The mycelium is a aseptate, it is can't be divided, and so coinocytic means more than one nucleus. Asexual reproduction by zoospores like motile or aplonospores non-motile. A zygospore is formed by fusion of two gametes. A zygospore formed by a fusion of two male gametes. Example is mucor, rhizopus and albugo. These are the example of rhizopus and albugo. Second, ascomycetes. What is the mean? They are saprophytic. These are also saprophytic decomposer. Decomposed dead remaining substances. Parasitic or coprophilous, growing on dung. What is the mean of coprophilous? Those fungi which are grown on a dung. Okay. Mostly multicellular, rarely unicellular. Maximum ascomycetes are multicellular and some are rarely unicellular. Mycelium and branched and septate and asexual spores are conidia or conidiophores. Mycelium of ascomycetes are branched and septate. These are the special properties to differentiate fungi groups. Septate and asexual spores are conidio or conidiophores. Okay. Sexual spores are called ascospores produced inside the fruiting body called ascocarp. Sexual spores which are responsible are called ascospores and which are formed in the fruiting body which is called ascocarp. Example, neurospora, aspergillus, clavicelles. These are the examples of ascomycetes and their nickname is sac fungi. Okay. Next, Basidiomycetes. These are known as the club fungi. They grow in soil, on logs and trees, stumps and living plant bodies as a parasite. These are present in a growing soil, logs and tree stumps, mainly the stem which have a hollow cavity. Okay, they are present, and some living plant bodies, means it are dependent on a plant. It will be the exo and endo, like rust and smuts. The mycelium is branched and septate and the mycelium is a branched and septate. Vegetative reproduction is by fragmentation and asexual spores are not formed. In Basidiomycetes, vegetative reproduction is done by fragmentation and asexual spores are not formed. Sexual reproduction is by two vegetative or somatic cells form a basidium. In sexual reproduction, two vegetative or somatic cells form a basidium. Basidiospores are produced in basidium by developing a fruiting body called a basidiocarps. These basidiospores are produced in the basidium and which are developed in fruiting body called basidiocarp. Example, Agaricus, Stilgo and Puccinia. These are the example of Basidiomycetes. Next, Deuteromycetes. The fungi imperfect. Okay, only vegetative and asexual phase is known. Hence, fungi is imperfect. Due to the presence of vegetative and asexual phase, this is also known as fungi imperfect. Okay. Next, mycelium is septate and branch. In Deuteromycetes, mycelium is a septate and a branch. Some members are saprophytes or parasites and mainly decomposers. The Deuteromycetes, some members are saprophytes and parasitic, mainly decomposer. Reproduce only by asexual spore known as a conidia. These are reproduced by asexual spores and these are known as conidia. Example, Alternaria, Trichoderma and Coleotrichum. Okay, next is a kingdom plant. Okay, a complete discussion of a fungi will be divided into a Ascomycetes, Basidiomycetes, Deuteromycetes. Okay, and all these groups will be classified on the presence of sexual spores, ascospores, basidiospore. Okay, the next kingdom is a plantae. Okay, these are eukaryotic, means well-defined nucleus, chlorophyll bearing, which are help in the photosynthesis. A few members are partially heterotrophic. Some members of plantae kingdom are partially heterotrophic, such as the insectivorous plants, which use insect for a food, or parasite, which are depend on another organism. Insectivorous, bladderwort and Venus flytrap. These are the example of insectivorous plant. Parasite, Cuscata. Life cycle is divided into diploid, saprophytic and haploid. The kingdom plantae consists of life cycles in two forms: diploid, saprophytic and haploid, gametophytic, which alternate with each other, hence alternation of generation. And these two generation will be the alter to each other, and it is also known as the alternation of generation. This is the interesting character of a plant kingdom. Includes algae, bryophytes, pteridophyte, gymnosperm and angiosperm. In plant kingdom is further divided in another classes like algae, bryophyte, pteridophyte, gymnosperm and angiosperm. These are the some diagrams of plant kingdom. Next, Animalia. Heterotrophic means which are depend for food on another organism. Eukaryotic, that are multicellular and a cell wall is absent in the cell. Next, capable of locomotion. These are the most important characters. Animalia, which capable for locomotion, show elaborate sensory and neuromotor mechanism. In animals, show a elaborate sensory. If you touch, it will feel, and neuromotor mechanism. If you give any sensation, it will be response for this. Mode of nutrition is holozoic and reserve food is a glycogen or food fats. In this kingdom, the nutrition is a holozoic and reserve food is a glycogen or fats. Sexual reproduction is by copulation between male and female, followed by embryological development. In this kingdom, sexual reproduction is by copulation, means male and female met with each other. Okay, and embryological development is present. Okay, next a virus. Another example, viruses, and some biologists will be the contradicted for the division of virus, which are different categories for all organism. Okay, first of all, Louis Pasteur named virus that means venom or poisonous fluid. First of all, Louis Pasteur, a scientist, gave a name venom for a virus, and venom means a poisonous. Okay, DJ Ivanovsky in 1892 recognized certain microbes as causal organism of the mosaic disease of tobacco. In 1892, DJ Ivanovsky recognized some in microbes, chemicals which are present which causes a mosaic disease. Okay, and next M.W. Beijing in 1898 demonstrated that the extracted of the infected plant of tobacco could causes infection in healthy plant, and M.W. Beijing extracted the infected plant tobacco causes infection in healthy plant and called the fluid as a contagium vivum fluidum, infectious living fluid. Means if a plant will be the infected and the another plant will be contact from this plant, it will also infected, and the term is called contagium vivum fluidum, means infectious living fluid. Okay, next W.M. Stanley 1935 showed that viruses could be crystallized and crystals consist largely of proteins. These viruses are crystallized and these crystals consist of proteins. Okay, next some characteristics of viruses. Viruses are non-cellular organism having inert crystalline structure outside the living body. Means virus is not a cellular structure, it is a non-cellular. It is a inert in atmosphere. When it will be present in when it will be the transferred in plants and animal, then it will be a living. Okay, viruses are obligate parasite. It's have options. Okay, when they enter the living cell, they take over the machineries of living cell to replicate themselves. Okay, when a virus is called living, when it will be the entered into a living cell. Okay, and they take their machineries for living cells and replicate themselves. In addition to proteins, viruses also contain genetic material that could be DNA or RNA. These viruses are formed by the protein, but it also have a DNA and RNA. Viruses that infected plant have a single stranded RNA, and viruses that infect animal have either single or double stranded RNA or DNA. Those viruses infects plant are a single stranded, and those viruses infect animals which are a single or double stranded RNA or DNA. Okay, bacterial viruses or bacteriophages, viruses that infect the bacteria. What is the meaning of bacteriophage? Those viruses which infect the bacteria are usually double stranded DNA viruses. Okay, causes disease like common cold, influenza, AIDS, smallpox, and leaf rolling and curling. These are the disease are present in plants, and these are disease are which are present in animals. Okay, next viral, the protein code called capsid. The viral protein called, this is a viral protein called which is called capsid, made of small subunits called capsomere. A single unit is called a capsomere, protect the nucleic acid, and these main function is protect the nucleic acid, and nucleic acid will be DNA or RNA. These capsomeres are arranged in a helical or polyhedral geometric form, and these capsomeres are arranged in a helical or polyhedral geometric form. This is the example diagram of bacteriophage head, collar, sheet, and tail fibers. Next, viroids. In 1971, Theodiner discovered a new infectious agent that was smaller than the viruses and caused potato spindle tuber disease. It was found to be a free RNA. It lacked the protein code that is found in viruses, hence the name viroid. The RNA of the viroid was of low molecular weight. Another discovery in 1971, a small particle which are the very smaller like viruses, okay, which do not have a RNA, and the RNA will be present in these viroid which have a low molecular weight, and it is also a infectious, and first time infection will be occur in the potato spindle. Okay, next, lichens. Lichens are symbiotic associations between algae and fungi, means algae and fungi interact to each other, form a lichen. The algal part is called phycobiont. Okay, phycobiont and fungal part are called mycobiont. The algae contribution is called a phycobiont and the fungal contribution is called a mycobiont. They are a good pollution indicator as they do not grow in a polluted area. It's a most important property of lichen. Lichens are not grow in a polluted area. Okay, when you will see so many lichens on the in area, then this area will be a highly polluted. Okay, that's why it's a good pollution indicator. These are the diagram of lichens. Okay, next, this chapter will be completed today. Okay, I hope all are understand for this. Thank you everyone.